Peace, infinite waters diving deep once again. Set me free. The secret world inside of you, the journey within. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. And when we talk of how so many people on the planet right now are being faced with challenging questions, they're being reminded more and more that we're living in a transient universe, a universe that is forever changing. And many of us, we have self-limiting belief systems on the planet. We say, I'm no good at this, I can't do this. All of these words that we say is what's creating our reality. And for me, I realize on my journey, when you talk of stepping outside of this mental prison, you have to look at all these aspects of your life that are holding you in bondage and fear. Because fear is false evidence appearing real. The distractions around you. Working jobs that are not giving you something. They're not bringing you to a harmonious state. Instead, they're taking your energy away. So we have to ask ourselves, do you really want to become free? I realized on my journey that we're living in the world that we're thinking of. In essence, everything is happening within our minds. That is what's creating our reality. You also have the world going on outside of you, but majority of it we are creating. And when we just look at how once you change your thoughts, you can also change your world. But in essence, many of us, we don't have time for that. Because guess what? We've got to rush here, you've got to rush there. And it's amazing because once, on my journey, I realized once you go into your secret world, then in essence, a massive door opens. You realize that we are infinite and you awaken to a world of infinite possibilities. Time doesn't exist. Money is a man-made idea that we have to use because it's a collective belief system. When enough people around the world realize they are the currency they're working for. Many people say, I want to be wealthy. And when you say, I want to, you're sending a signal to the universe that you don't have what you're searching for. Therefore, your behavior automatically responds in lack, like it doesn't have it. When you say, I am wealth, because we are wealth, your health is your wealth. You are the greatest resource. And for me on my journey, I realized the greatest investment you can make is within yourself. Therefore, get knowledge of self, know thyself, and set me free from the media distractions, from vaccinations, from the school system, from all of this. The world changes according to what we want. And that's why we have to allow people the freedom to experience their own reality. Because everybody wants different things. So I don't mind who listens to me or not, because I'm not attempting to convince anybody of anything. You either resonate with the information or you don't. Because now on the planet, many people their vibration is increasing. The ancients have talked of this time as the quickening, the information age, where in essence people are activating their power. They don't have to go outside of themselves for the answers. Because anybody who is not directing you to go within does not have your best interests at heart. Because for me on my journey, I'm learning every single day. Enlightenment is knowing how much you don't know. What the bleep do we know? Because most of our lives we've been living on sleep mode. That's why many people are walking around like drones, automatons. Because they are not any different from ourselves, because we are made from the same fabric. However, we are in a cosmic game. There is manipulation, and we are in a war for the hearts and minds of the people. Because when people actually see the whole world around them has been designed, so how do you know if you're seeing what you've created? I had a great comment on one of my videos. She said, once you disconnect from the TV, your whole life changes, because that's where we get most of our ideas from. And I thought, that's amazing. That's so true. And set me free to live in a world where you don't have to be in fear 24/7, where you don't have to be in survival, where you can laugh and dance and smile and essentially realize that we came here to play. That's why children are so free, because they haven't been shut down up until a certain age. They're flying. They can't be stopped. They won't be stopped. They won't live in boundaries and borders with laws, how we're living. And so many of us, when we look at the cycle of our life, it holds a pattern. And for me on my journey, I realized you have to break that pattern. And when we talk of setting ourselves free, it all starts as well with not just how we're thinking, with limiting beliefs, also what we're consuming, because what we put into our bodies, we are also creating in our 3D reality. If we're putting death and disease into our bodies, that's what's going to create our reality. Many of the animals that we are eating have been tortured, butchered. Therefore, that energy is being transferred into our cells. So I realize you have to look at it in a holistic way. It even goes beyond the food we're eating, because we're eating not just through our mouth. We're eating through our nose, through our eyes, through our ears. And once you have to really want something greater to become your true self, because many of us, we're living our persona. In fact, it's a false identity. We think this is who we are. My job, my name. That's just the facade. That's just the mask. And the more and more people are liberating themselves, I'm just realizing along my journey, seeing how many kindred spirits around the world are connecting, free spirits who are not living in an old world, they're creating a new one. And it's not about agreeing or disagreeing with what everyone has to say. It's about following your heart, taking what resonates with you. Because this is not about anyone. It's far bigger than your favorite guru or me. No, this is about nature, and we're all part of nature. So therefore, there is no hierarchy. There is no master and servant. You have to become both. You have to elevate. It's time for elevation. We've had enough of being chained down through the mental prison. But in essence, everybody is living their own unique reality according to what they want. So changing your life happens when you change what you want. What are your aspirations? Do you want to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life? That's beautiful. That's what will create your reality. However, some people want to be in nature. They are detaching from this system. They're not cooperating with this system because they realize that they are essentially the glue which is holding this deck of cards in place. So by people tapping into their greatness, they form their own universe. And that can be whatever they want. They don't have to become normal. Because many of us who are normal are really out of our mind. We've lost our marbles. Because normality on this planet is what's bred the ignorance and fear and confusion. Because there is only natural. We all have to, in essence, work to our own natural biorhythm. A lot of people have written to me and they say the information is inspiring. However, they go back to the Matrix in a blink of an eye. And many of us on the planet are living in between two worlds. We're serving two masters. We have all of this conscious information to change our lives, but at the same time, our lifestyles are killing us. So for me, I realize you change your life when you change what you want. When you really ask yourself what matters most. What are your priorities? And that's the journey we all have to take. There is nobody greater than you. There is no one outside of you that is coming to save you in a horse and carriage. I had to realize that. It was so liberating when I did, to realize nature has given us everything we need. We have to unlock it. To unlock it, we have to ask ourselves, is how I am living contributing to my wellness, or is it taking me away from my natural inner balance? And we get the answer when you ask the question. That's how I see it. There is nothing wrong with you, and many of us, we feel there's something wrong with us. Am I the only one seeing the world like this? I thought this 5 years ago when I started really making videos and sharing with the world. Then I realized over time I'm not the only one. In fact, there are hundreds of thousands of people I've connected with through this digital media, realizing that we are so much more. There's more to life. We're supposed to be having the most expansive life experience. It's not about fitting in. But that all happens when it's the inward journey. That is the secret world. And the truth can't be told, it has to be realized. It doesn't matter how many books you've read, it's all about knowing, because we're moving from belief into knowing. Where many of us were influenced by all of these distractions, because that's how the game is set up. Don't hate the game, because it's not going to change it. We have to be the change that we want to see in the world. It all begins with us, but it all begins with what we want. Infinite waters, set me free. The water will set you free. Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy.